Hello everyone, it's Rider here and welcome to another week in toys. That's right, I am back this week after a week away. Thanks again to Rudy Zazoo for doing such a great job of covering last week's episode. Now today is Tuesday the 27th of April and I have got some stuff, but I haven't got any parcels. I've still got nothing actually ordered through the post, I don't think anyway, unless there's a pre-order going to come through. This is stuff that I've actually picked up in person, and I think that's the first time this year I've been able to do it, I think. But not only have I been to a bricks and mortar shop, I went to a car boot sale on Sunday. Not my normal car boot sale that I normally go to in a big open field. This was a smaller one at a community centre. And I got some cool stuff for my son Oliver. He's into Skylanders, and we managed to pick up 5 of those for like £1 each, which was pretty good. But I did see something Transformers related. It was £2, and I thought, you know what? I've got to walk away with something from my first car boot, and it is a bot shot set. The reason why I picked this up, I thought these 2 bot shots were pretty cool. This is Megatron, but it reminds me of Galvatron, to be honest. And then we've got an Optimus Prime here. This is based on Transformers Prime. This is, well, it's sealed as is. It's never been taken out of the packaging. In fact, I haven't taken out the box yet, but there we are. So it's got all the bits inside, and obviously the box shots as well. So this, I mean, I originally bought it because I thought, you know what, I could resell it for something maybe, as it was in such good condition. But to be honest with you, they go for about, what, £5 anyway, so it's actually not worth my effort. But what I think I'm going to do is I might open this up and have a little bit of a play with my little lad the weekend. Yeah, pretty cool. For £2 you can't really moan, can you? And it was nice to pick up something real from a car boot, and it was really surreal walking around, wasn't it? It had been that long. Now, today I popped up to Smith's on my lunch, payday today, and I went up there to pick up something for my son's birthday. I picked him up a Pokemon Shield, I think it is, for the Nintendo Switch, because he's got into that gaming kind of stuff. Mental that he's only like nearly 5 and he's playing games already. But I did have a look in Smith's for myself. They did have all of the recent Netflix Deluxes, which was really cool to see. Didn't see any of the Voyagers, and I didn't see Studio Series Starscream, which I kind of forgot to look for. The new Bumblebee movie one, which I might have had a look at, might have picked up if I did see it, but I didn't. I didn't look for it. There were other people down the aisle, so I thought, you know what, maybe I'm best staying clear of them. But I did see something, and I picked it up, and it was one of the things that I didn't think I was going to pick up, but it was there, and it's a cool mould. This is the Quintesson Army drone, the black version of the Ironhide mould. Now, the reason why I picked up this is it's a great mould, a real great mould. But, and it's a big but, the Earthrise version was just better, looked more like G1 Ironhide. So this has been retired, my Ironhide. Now, I have got crosshairs up there, I think there he is. But you know what, I do like the head sculpt on this thing, and I thought, you know what, it's a cool figure, I'll pick him up. Yeah, so I thought, why the hell not? And if I wanted to, he could be my Bayverse G1 version of Ironhide, as he's all black, maybe, I don't know. But nevertheless, I picked up Ironhide, which is really cool. Looking forward to opening him. Now, the next figure is a figure I passed on. No, it wasn't I told a lie. This isn't the first time I've been into Smith's. I went into Smith's a couple of weeks ago when I picked up this guy, the Lanyards Predator. And these are $9.99. Really cool figure, by the way. I think this was the last toy I actually picked up. And basically, Junkheap Dave picked up one of these as well. He picked up a different one, and I really like the look of it. And it's the City Hunter from Predator 2. Decided to pick up this one. The other one, which is this Predator, I've got the NECA version of it. I think this is from the Predators film, I think. They did have the bigger version of this. Again, I was on a rush because I only ran in to pick up the game, and there was loads of people about, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to get me the old City Hunter from Predator 2. And yeah, it looks nice. I think these are a great line and cheap and cheerful and a load of fun. So massive recommend from me. If it's half as good as this one, then I'm going to be happy. The thing that you need to be aware of though, and Junkheap Day point this out to me, is that on the back it shows it comes with 4 accessories. It doesn't come with 4 accessories. This hook thing comes with the half stealth one from Predator 1. This particular one comes with the stick and the smart disc, and there's a plasma bazooka which comes with the other thing, which I'm probably not going to pick up. But cool set, so pretty decent little haul from good old Smiths. They did have a lot of stuff in there. I have got Netflix Cheetor as well, and actually before I forget, because I haven't talked to you about this, let me just show you something that happened. So this is my Netflix version of Cheetor, which looks loads better than the original Earthwise one. I prefer the colours on this. But I've got a little problem with mine. More than a little problem, actually. Which, to be honest, I should have taken him back today. You can see there's all stress marks here. His little tab's gone, which I think happens on every Cheetor. Yeah, lots of stress marks. Now he's going to stay in robot mode anyway, and I didn't think they'd have another one in stock, or else I would have taken this one back. But yeah, definitely a bit of QC, a bit of damage there. It just literally crumbled, unfortunately. But there we go. I mean, you can't see it in robot mode anyway, and I'm not a fan of the cheetah mode. But yeah, I've been meaning to point this out to you. Unfortunately, this is the first real QC issue, I suppose. Just that weak plastic, and it worries me about the longevity of the yellow plastic they've used here. It's almost gold, and I've got little flashbacks to my G2 slingshot that just turned to dust. But never mind. You know what? It's still a cool figure, and I'm still happy to have him. So today is Friday, the 30th of April. And I've popped to my favourite place, Burton-upon-Trent. Before I tell you about that, let's go and hear about some Geordie bollocks.
Thanks, Rich. So yeah, I suppose this is a bit of a Week in Toys North edition. And you'll have to excuse my janky looking eye. It's been an interesting week, let's just say that and leave it there. So yeah, for the first time since lockdown restrictions here in the UK eased, I have been inside an actual brick and mortar toy shop. I'm lucky enough to live near 3 Smiths. They're all pretty much the same sort of distance away, and we were out and about anyway, and I was kind of like, I fancy looking Smiths. I picked up 3 toys. I got this before Rich did, but Rich was a massive influence in me wanting this. This is the Landlord Toys Predator City Hunter version. This is the Predator from Predator 2, and these things are 7-inch scale, and they cost £9.99. And I don't understand how or why they're so cheap. These could easily be sold at the £20 mark. Like, there's a strong value for money there. This thing is so impressive. It's fully articulated. The plastic quality kind of reminds me of something from my past, and I can't for the life of me put my finger on what it is. But for a tenner, this thing is unreal. He is kind of lacking in paint if I was to be a nitpicker, but for £9.99, you can't do that. The sculpt is amazing. Yes, the helmet is part of the head. It's totally moulded on, that doesn't come off. But again, for the price point, wow. I also picked up this. It is the Mission Fleet Blurg with Queel. Now, if I'm honest, I'm not hugely interested in Mission Fleet. I got this to see how well it would scale with my Retro Collection Mando figures. Well, the Blurg is a little bit too small for the Retro Collection Queel. I kind of like this, I'm not going to lie. It's got like a fully articulated tail, the mouth opens and closes, the arms are articulated, the legs are articulated. The sculpt and the paint is pretty damn cool. The last thing I picked up, this was like on the end of the aisle right by the till, and it's a hot rod that I don't have, and I have a hot rod and a cup shrine, which now spans over 2 shelves. So at the very least, I thought, that doesn't look the best, but at least it'll have a decent home. This thing, it's the Cyberverse Warrior class, I want to say, hot rod, and it's awful. It's really, really awful. The plastic feels about 2 grams away from a Poundland knockoff. He has this really bizarre gimmick of where like you open his shoulders and he can attack people from a very specific angle. So if they hit them coming down this way, poo, and this way, poo. Yeah, I don't get it, and it feels awful, but it's a hot rod. It's slightly more exciting in alt mode, but it's very gappy and very odd, and again, very light. But yeah, I think I just got caught up in the excitement of being in a shop and having toys right there in front of us instead of pre-ordering them 11 years in advance and waiting for the post and all that kind of stuff. I don't regret it, because hot rod's awesome. Speaking of pre-orders, I also got a lovely 2-pack of Cella Toys Mind of the Meanie wrestlers. These are done in the 90s Hasbro style, which, as you can probably see from the background, I just live for. Rich doesn't cover wrestling on this channel, so I'll keep this short. I love them so much. More, please. I don't feel like I pre-ordered this that long ago, but it's arrived today, and I am super excited to open this up. Wow. I have wanted a vintage one of these for forever, if I'm honest. Every year I've asked my wife to get me one of these for Christmas, but I'm very specific. I don't want a battered one. I don't want one that looks like, well, oh, look at that. They've reissued Boglins. Pretty sure this is the one that my younger brother had when we were kids back in 1987. That looks so cool. King Dwark. I don't remember him being a king back in the day, so maybe he's been promoted to some kind of regality amongst the Boglin world. But yeah, you can find these in boxes from the 80s, but they cost a bomb, and like loose ones tend to have perished because that's just what happens to rubber. And you know, do I really want something that's had like kids' hands in it and has been festering for 30 years? Not really. So when I saw that these were being reissued, if I'm honest, my heart skipped a beat, because I was like, Lizzie, I can finally get a Boglin that hasn't been touched and festering and fallen to bits. And oh, it's just the coolest thing I've seen in ages, to be honest. I'm gonna have to open this up. I'm gonna have to. That's kind of adorable. This special box is your Boglin's home. Keep your Boglin happy. Take care of his home. Your Boglin will like that. Please proceed carefully. I was about to cry because my Boglin appears to be missing a tail. He's got a tail wrapped up in some tissue paper. How weird's that? There's a little bit of weird self-assembly. You've got to open him up from the inside and snap his tail onto his body like so. And then, oh man, my hand's too big for it. Why haven't they made these for like big lads? I'm not any kind of puppeteer, clearly, but he can move his arms. He's move his arms by doing that. He can move his eyes around from the inside, which I'm just about getting the hang of. And he can move his mouth. It's like so ugly and adorable, which I relate to, apart from being adorable. It's ugly and all of it. Hello, my name's King Dwark, and in this next segment, I'm going to bring you some Transformers toy news. Yay! This is really ironic because Rich is usually like my main source for toy news, Rich and Luffy, and here I am on Rich's channel, on Rich's video, giving out some toy news. This has to be said, this is very much in the rumour stage. This hasn't been front paged by TFW 2005 yet, but it does come from a very, very reliable source, and it is like the next 2 years worth of Generations Studio Series and Studio Series 86 figures. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like that kind of thing spoilt, I'll just sit here and wait for a second so you can like click the video off, which you probably already have, because you know you've seen an ugly fat baldy man playing with rubbish hot rods and Boglins. So if you're still here, I'm going to assume that you're okay with having this list read to you. Oh boy, this is an exciting list. In the chug line, we're going to get a new Menasor. There's Motormaster, Breakdown, Wild Rider, Dead End, Drag Strip, all listed. Like, I would love a screen accurate Menasor. The Combiner Wars one, to save going on a massive rant, I'll say I didn't enjoy it and move on. So to get a better one, it's just awesome. And mainly for the fact that Borders Dude was like, well, they're never going to do combiners again. Yeah. Blitzwing, Galvatron 2, which I'm going to assume is the Marvel UK Comics Galvatron. Although there is rumours of a purple grid Galvatron from the movie, which I need in my life. If that doesn't happen, well, there's not a lot I can do about it. Blaster, Sludge and Snarl, Perceptor, Gold Bug, Transformers Prime, Optimus and Bulkhead. From the Bayformer Studio series, they have listed Jolt, Hatchet, Q, which was released as Wheeljack. High Octane Bumblebee, is that the black and yellow version? A KSI Drone, Bumblebee Movie Seeker Redecos, The Last Night Megatron, Hound and Invasion Optimus Prime. The Baybot Studio series to me kind of feels like it's coming to an end, and these are very small characters. I'm not going to say bottom of the barrel characters, but bottom of the barrel characters. Oh, and then the good stuff. Studio Series 86. The Insecticons, Kickback, Scrapnel and Bombshell. I need those lads in my life. Nor and Wreck-Gar, a Junkion, Slug, Swoop, Starscream, and a generic sweep. As I said, this is just a listing. It hasn't been confirmed solidly as like a Walmart or a Target listing, but this guy has given us these lists before and pretty much always come true. So yeah, exciting stuff. But interestingly, it looks like they're sticking with the G1 theme for the main line for a while, for the next 2 years at least, which is probably going to divide the community yet again, because a lot of people are crying out for other stuff. And for once, you know what? Me too. I want a new Armada smokescreen, and it's going to be the 20th anniversary of that within the next 2 years. And if this list is gospel, and if this list is everything that we're getting, then there's no Armada stuff on there. There's Transformers Prime stuff, but everything else is G1 or Bayformers. And yeah, I think it's about time that we got a new, you know what, masterpiece Armada smokescreen. That's what I want.
Cheers, Dave. What a cool haul. I love that boggling. Really, really cool thing. And the list that you've gone through, absolutely stunning. So excited if we actually get some real decent looking Stunticons. And those Insecticons as well. Preceptor, Blaster, all figures that I really, really need in this collection. Well, in my collection anyway. Now, as I promised earlier, I went to Burton-upon-Trent. And I went to the new Midco Toys Toy Master. Now, they've moved out of their old shop into a shop next door to the Entertainer. And I was excited about having a look in there. One thing I will say is I don't like the shop as much as the old shop, because the old shop brought me back nostalgia because it had the old Toy Master sign. It felt like a Toy Master from back when I was a kid. And I think the new store, even though it's bigger and everything like that, and nice and up to date and everything like that, doesn't feel like a Toy Master anymore. And I know they're not Toy Master, they're Midco Toys Toy Planet. But nevertheless, that's one thing I loved about going to Toy Master. It was like stepping back in time. They had a fair few Transformers. They had Deep Cover. They had a load of the Studio Series stuff. I think they had Grimlock. They had Hot Rod. They had the new Starscream, which looks really cool. But I couldn't spend 35 quid on a Voyager. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And it's a shame because it looks great. If it was 27, 28 quid maybe, but that's how much it is in Smith's. It's like 33 quid. Star Wars stuff, they had like Dark Ray and one of the new troopers, I think, from the Bad Batch. They had Jar Jar Binks for 35 quid, and that looks a great figure. I know the character's a bit of a, not great, but he's a good figure. He looks a good figure, good sculpt. The thing that shocked me, and I can't get my head around this, they had the new Boba Fett there, and I kind of said to myself, I know Midco Toys like basically throw up the prices a little bit, which I'm fine to pick up in person. Now, bearing in mind that on Star Action figures, this is in stock now for $27.99. In Midco Toys, it was $39.99, and I just couldn't do it. If it was 35 quid, I probably would have gone, yeah, you know what, 5 or so more, minus the postage, fine. 40 quid was just too much, especially when another deluxe was 35 quid. So I walked away with nothing from in there. They did have a few Marvel Legends, I think, as well, But yeah, walked in there, really disappointed. Nothing in there I really wanted to pick up. They had some cool stuff, but if I'm honest, completely honest, all overpriced, which is a bit of a shame. I was hoping, really hoping, I'd managed to pick up a G.I. Joe figure from in there. I was hoping they'd have some of those in stock. No, which was a shame. But then I did go to The Entertainer, which doesn't normally stock that much. They had some of the Battle Masters in. Is it Singe and whatever the pterodactyl axe is. But I saw these. I knew these were in stock, and they were marked up for £12 online. But I don't think you can actually buy them online. I think they're out of stock online. But anyway, the £12 online, and this was reduced to £9. And I thought, you know what, why not? It's the Uncanny X-Men Grey Beast. I wish it was blue. I really do wish it was blue. But you know what? Like, this looks a great figure. It's a big, chunky figure. 2 head sculpts. He's got his little glasses here and his book and all of that stuff. And I'm not massive into the comic figures. But I have looked at this figure before, and I was contemplating buying it at £20 a while back, and I just passed on it. But for £9, a little bit of an impulse purchase, I thought why bloody hell not? Yeah, it looks a great figure. And that's my only pickup. I have got a couple of things. Basically, because I was after this certain G.I. Joe figure, when I got back, I ordered it anyway. So that might be here tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know if Yoda will do Sunday. And I have got a figure coming from Comics and Cocktails as well, which is another G.I. Joe. It's not going to be a massive toy month this month because there isn't actually that much I want out at the moment. There's a lot of pre-orders. There's a lot of stuff coming in August, September, October time, but not a lot right now. But there are a couple of figures on the way that we can talk about next week. Anyway, until next time, I've been Zort Rider. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again really soon.